Good morning. Happy Thursday, my friends. How are you? We're so close to the weekend, you can almost smell it. Yes, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the weekend. This has been sort of a weird week for me. So, I have busy weeks and I have not busy weeks. This has just been a weird week. Like, this just classifies as strange. So I'm looking forward to the weekend. You guys, before I came on here for Facebook Live, I just happened to pick up my phone and I was looking at some of the local news. I just have to share this with you guys because this is just so weird. Like, this just is the icing on a weird week and a weird year. So I picked up my phone and I looked, and the headline was "Welcome to Level 2 of Jumanji," and I was like, oh no, what's happened now? Guys, there's a tiger on the loose on the east side of town where I live, like right now. Apparently a tiger escaped yesterday and is still on the loose this morning, which, you guys, sorry, which is just hysterical to me. Like, what? I told Sarah James, I had to send her a message, and I was like, there's a tiger on the loose. I was like, that was not on my 2020 bingo card. Was that on anybody else's bingo card? Like, this year is just so weird. So how is everybody this morning? I am still struggling with Facebook and the messages. So the comment section, you guys, I can never seem, now that Facebook has updated, I can't seem to get the comments to come up. I know that you guys are there. I can see that you're there, and my swiping back and forth is just not working, and I don't understand why. Let me go over to the actual Facebook page here for just a second, just to be sure that everything is good. Like, I see you guys there, but for whatever reason, comments are just not coming through, and it's been this struggle for a while. Yeah, I see everybody on Facebook, but I'm not seeing you guys here on the screen, which is just really strange. Guys, give me just a second. I don't like it when we can't interact with each other. Does anybody have any suggestions? It's silly for me to ask for suggestions because you can't. Guys, where are the comments? I see you. I see swiping right. I'm trying, but it honestly is just not doing anything. And ever since I got the last update, it's been this way. I'm not real sure why. Okay, I'm just not getting any comments at all. Oh, well, sorry about that. That's what I get for pushing buttons, right? Okay, I'm just going to keep looking over at the computer to keep up with the comments because I'm not real sure what's going on. I'm so sorry, you guys. That's really frustrating. And up until this point, I've been able to bring the comments up, but I can't today. I don't really know why. So I apologize. All right, I mean, it just adds to the weirdness of this week. There's a tiger on the loose, and I can't seem to get my comments to come up on Facebook Live. Those are two completely unrelated things that are clearly not the same in regards to strangeness. But anyway, you guys, I have the Magical Mystery Bead Box for this past month, and we are going to unbox this one. And oh gosh, Joan is having trouble too. See, I'm not the only one. I'm sorry. It's really distracting to have to like look over here and read the comments. So I apologize for that. That is definitely not the way I like to do things, you guys know. But anyway, I have the Magical Mystery Bead Box. We're going to unbox this, and we are going to do a little design on the fly. And you guys, I think this design is going to be a fun one. Fingers crossed. I haven't actually executed this. I know what I want to do, and we're just going to do it together and see what happens, because I feel like a lot of times when we do that, we have a good time with that, right? Okay, Kathleen says, Shirley says turn on the comments on the top. How do I do that? Somebody let me know. on the iPad at the top right corner, there is a comment bubble. I don't see a comment bubble. There's a comment bubble down here on the bottom, but when I push the comment bubble, it brings up my comments box. It doesn't bring up you guys. And I'm making you guys seasick. I don't like that either. You guys, I want to be able to talk to you. There was a problem with Facebook yesterday. Facebook just sometimes. Okay, let's just get to the business and let's just make the best of the situation, because I clearly can't do much about it at the moment. Okay, I just apologize. Thank you guys for being patient and understanding that, you know, Facebook has a mind of its own sometimes. And then I'm going to do some research about this after we're done so I can figure this out, so I don't have to go through this anymore. Okay, so let's talk about the Magical Mystery Bead Box, you guys. So there are those of you who got this as your subscription because you are signed up for the subscription. But for those of you who do not have the box and are not signed up for the subscription, there are 9 of these. Count them. That's not even a full 10 fingers, you guys. 9 of these available for purchase over on the Jessie James Beads website. So if you did not get this month's box or you're interested, grab one of these. Get it while you can. There's only 9. They'll probably be gone by the end of today, because I know that not only are there some of you that want it, but there are some of you that have subscribed to it and want a second one. I'm like that kind of person too, you know. I try to leave for everybody, but I can totally relate to, like, I need more. You know what I mean? All right, so the subscriptions for October have started, you guys. If you are not subscribed to the Magical Mystery Bead Box and you would like to subscribe, then there is a $10 off subscriptions using the code MYSTERY. And let me tell you, okay, let me just say that the October box that's coming up, you guys, it's a good one. And I'm talking not just a good one, but like a really, really good one. Really good one. We're talking Halloween fun all over the place. I cannot wait until that box comes. I am so excited. So if you haven't signed up for the Magical Mystery Bead Box, use your code, get your $10 off. The code is MYSTERY, and sign up so that you're not going to miss the October box, the November box, the December box. I know that the holiday boxes are going to rock. They always rock. This box rocks. But don't miss out on the holiday ones. You will kick yourself. Okay? Just know I warned you. I warned you. All right, so if you guys love the Magical Mystery Bead Boxes, if you are subscribed and you love your boxes, but maybe you didn't do summer camp with us, they're very similar in the sense that with summer camp, we got a bag of goodies, right? In your Magical Mystery Bead Box, you get a box of goodies. If you want even more goodies, then sign up for Destination North Pole. Those classes, you guys, are coming up. And it's going to be, hold on, it's going to be, see, it's so hard to read comments over here and like keep going. I normally can double duty, but it's going to be awesome. And it's similar to getting a Magical Mystery Bead Box, right? You're going to get a whole assortment of goodies for the classes. There's going to be classes, 9 classes over 3 days. Those days are broken down into 3 weeks. So you don't have to take an entire week off of work. You can schedule it however you want to, guys. But it's going to be so much fun. There will be me and Wyatt White, Sarah James, Neelay Patel, and Meredith Roddy teaching 9 classes. There will be shenanigans. There will be fun. There is going to be projects galore. It's going to be awesome. So if you've not signed up, pre-sale is still happening and you can save $10 when you sign up right now. Definitely do that. It's a great gift to give to yourself. And if you're still kind of on the fence about it and you don't know, talk to some of the people that went to summer camp, because they will tell you it was so much fun. That group for summer camp still exists and we're still interacting with each other. There are friendships that have been made there that are going to last a lifetime. Like, I know for sure that I have talked to people who have made friends with their bunk buddy and are still sending things back and forth. They check on each other all day long and are just generally having, you know, a really good relationship with each other as well as with the rest of the crew. So it's really fun. Don't miss out. We're going to have a blast. It's going to be a great way for us to share our holidays with you guys since we can't do it in person. And for those of you who are curious, because there have been questions about it, those classes do take place online. You don't have to physically go anywhere. All you got to do is sign up, get your spot, get all of your goodies in the mail, and then come and do the classes online. They are exclusive, they're private, so only other people that have bought access to the Destination North Pole classes will be there with you. Okay, give me just a second because I did get a message from Sarah. It says swipe right. I am swiping right and I make you guys seasick. Swiping both directions. Neither direction seems to do any good. Let's see. Let me check on the comments over here, you guys. I'm so sorry. So Sherry asks about the cost of the classes. There is a link right above you, Sherry, that has the classes. There's a link that'll take you straight to it. Let's see. I'm just scrolling up. This is not fun. There was something about Facebook on here a second ago. That's what I was looking for, to see if maybe we had. Sarah just wants to say, go Chiefs. Yes, go Chiefs, go Chiefs, go Chiefs. It's game day, you guys. Okay, so I'm so sad that I can't talk to you. Why can't I see you guys? I really am. After this, I'm just going to have to give up here. I miss your little faces and your comments. I don't know, guys. I can't make it work. I don't know if it's just me and my iPad or what the problem is. Okay, I'm not gonna let it get us down though, because we still have fun things to do. Try minimizing the video screen, maximize to full screen, which covers the comments. Okay, well on the iPad it doesn't. There isn't a thing for that. Oh, wait. Hold on. What was that? I just saw something strange. No, that wasn't it. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay. So, Misty says, are the camp dates December 2nd, 9th, and 16th? I am not sure of that. You'll have to check the link there. I'm sorry, I should have that written down, and I do not. But it is under the description of the cost when you go to the website and click. And Sarah had dropped, Sarah had dropped a link, so there is a direct link where you can go straight over there to it, and you don't have to search around. All right, I do need those love beams. Okay. All right, guys, so let's get to it. You guys, some of you have already opened your boxes because you can't wait. I'm one of those people. I already know what's in here. Wanda says Sarah's boo-boo lip makes me sad. I know, right? That's my sad face. Okay, so some of you have already opened your Magical Mystery Bead Boxes. Like I was saying, I am one of those people as well. I could not wait. I try, you guys. I really try not to open my box until I'm with you guys, but I did cheat, and I'm just being fully honest about it. I already know what's in here. So for those of you who do not, it's time to unveil. All right, guys, we've got roller skates and mixtapes. And can I just say that this color palette makes me happy in just the weirdest kind of nostalgia, tickly kind of way, which I know is totally weird. But this color palette, like that blue and the yellow and the orange and the red, I don't know. It just really kind of speaks to me in like, I don't know. It reminds me of like middle school and high school, which wasn't exactly, but like we were emulating that, right? Like we were, yeah. Okay. So anyway, on the back, it looks just like a mixtape. You've got your what's inside, and yeah. I'm so distracted with the comment situation. I'm so sorry. We're going to go through this. We're going to look at everything that's in the box, and then we're going to make something fun. And in addition to our project today, we're going to be using some fairy silk. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to the actual project. Let's go through the box and see what's in there. I don't want to waste any more time being distracted by the comments not happening. So if I miss your comment, I apologize, you guys. I'm sorry. Facebook is just... it's just not my friend today. I don't really know why. All right, so let's take a quick look, or not a quick look, but a better look at this color palette. I am feeling it down in my soul. I'm loving every bit of this. So yeah, looking so good. On the back, I love it. Looks like a tape. And this is not the only tape in the box. That's why I'm so giddy and excited. Okay, so you're going to get a Mixtape Design Elements bead mix. So that is this guy. And you guys, we're going to just dive right into this. We're going to open it up. We're going to pour it out so that we can play with it, because we are going to play with all of these beads today. So this is... I love this so much. So there are kind of two things going on in this box, and I'll explain that to you here in just a second, because I know that sounds a little strange. Like, what is she talking about? But so the color palette here is definitely all that's going on the card here. You've got your blues and your greens and your yellows. You've got some black. You've got some metal pops in here. I'm feeling it. I'm really loving it. And I think some of the reason that I love this, other than just the straight nostalgia of it, is that this color palette works so well for this time of year. Kind of weird in between. And I know I've said that a lot lately, but that's what Jessie James Beads is so good at doing, like tuning in with what's going on, right? And this color palette is the perfect color palette for this time of year, because we're transitioning. We're still in kind of the dog days of summer, but we're just a few days away from the official start of fall, where it is still pretty warm in several places around the world. And so this color palette is very kind of reflective of that. Your yellows, your blues, your greens, these are kind of muted, and you're going to see these like towards the end in that transition of our season. So not only is it a really cool theme, but it also color-wise works really well with where we are in the year. All right, so next we've got This Is How I Roller Rink Seed Bead Mix. Like, this is how I roller rink seed bead mix. And again, it's that gorgeous color palette that works with all of this, you guys. And the seed beads are the perfect addition. Even for those of you who are not into seed bead designs, you absolutely can use these as spacers and accents. You don't have to do bead weaving with these, right? We've done several projects where we've just had the seed beads and used them in our stringing, and that's the perfect way to use these. They make great accents. All right, can you dig it, Bead Strand? I love it. I love the names of all of these things, right? I'm loving it. Check out this Bead Strand. Again, perfect match with the color palette. This is going to make the coolest chunky bracelet ever, or you can add some chain reaction to this and have a great necklace, or you can bust this up and use these bohos. And I'm talking, there are five bohos in one strand. That's pretty uncommon, right? Because the bohos are those coveted beads that, you know, you buy those as a pair. Very rarely are you going to get 5 bohos in one strand. And then you've got these wooden accents that are just, yeah, they're fantastic. So you've got some smaller teal bohos. You've got the larger orange ones with the pops of like that kind of iridescent rainbow to them. And then this guy in the middle that wants to just be the star of the show. You've also got the drops on the ends that are absolutely gorgeous. You have those yellow spacers in between there. I'm sorry, orange spacers, and then some smaller wooden beads. This is just a gorgeous strand. Even if you didn't know what the theme was, and this was just a strand, right? Just a strand on the Jessie James Beads website, it's stunning. Like, this would sell out immediately. This is just absolutely gorgeous. I'm a huge fan of teal, so in any configuration, I love it. All right, so next you're going to get a soft flex wire spool in turquoise. This color, oh, I love it. Love it. And you've got a lot of this to play with, you guys. So this is a medium. I will be completely honest with you. I don't know a lot about soft flex. But I do know that they are high quality and they don't skimp on the wire. So you've got plenty to go with, and the color choices are fantastic. I personally have never played with soft flex before, but now I have some, so I'm going to. Right? I'm gonna now. All right, now you're gonna get a Magical Mystery Bead Box exclusive shell beads. All right, hold on. These are my favorite in the whole, I love the whole box. But this is my absolute favorite part of this box. These are so fabulous. Okay, look at these. So these are shell beads that have been printed. Look at the mixtapes. You guys, how cute are those? You cannot tell me that is not the cutest little thing you've ever seen in your life. And they are drilled this direction, which means they are going to look really super cute on a bracelet, or they are going to make the cutest little earrings, which is exactly what I'm going to do with mine. Like, I'm just going to add ear wires to them and be done with it and let them be the star of the show. I'm not even going to add any beads to them because I love them so much just like they are. But you can, right? You can add whatever you want to because the entire box matches. The whole theme goes together. You guys, these are custom made and they are exclusive to the Magical Mystery Bead Box, just so you know. Okay, you're not going to find these like in a bead shop somewhere out there in the world. Like, these are exclusive Jesse James beads. Very, very special. Printed just for Jesse James beads. Love them, love them, love them. All right, now you're also going to get an instant pendant, and I love that you are getting an instant pendant. I feel like these guys get forgotten about quite often, and this is a Beadalon product that is one of my absolute favorites. Let me take it out of here so that you guys can really understand what this is. These are absolutely genius in my opinion. Instant pendants look very much like an eye pin. And that's basically what it is. You've got your loop here on the top. It's nice and thick, so you don't have to worry about it losing its shape. And then you have on the bottom, this little cone guy is going to unscrew. Okay, now why? Why would that even matter? Well, it's because this is a great way to add your very favorite Jesse James beads, right? Put your little end back on there and hang this from whatever you want to, and you immediately have a pendant. Not only that, not only is this a great way to show off your favorite boho bead, your favorite, check glass beads, or whatever else that you get from Jesse James beads, but it's interchangeable, right? It's not, you don't have to commit to it. You can wear these beads around with the outfit that you have on today, and tomorrow, if you want to wear different colors, just take the end off of it and slide the beads off and put new beads on, and you've got a brand new pendant that's completely different. All you got to do is just add your stringing material. Thread that onto a piece of leather, thread that onto a fairy silk strand, thread that onto a piece of chain, and you have an instant piece of jewelry that you can change up and it matches everything. I feel like this is just the most brilliant thing ever, and it's so simple, right? But such a cool idea because it means that you can change up your look every single day if you want to. I love it. I love it. All right. Let's see. I'm going to scroll back up here just for a second, check out the comments. I just want to be sure that I'm not missing anything. You guys, oh, you're feeling the nostalgia, I can tell. I love it. My first cassette tape. Oh my gosh. You guys are so awesome. I love it. Oh, and somebody said I've never had an instant pendant. You are missing out. And if you've got this box, now you have one. So cool. Okay, now moving on, fancy focal metal mix. And this is also just like the coolest. This whole box is just so darn awesome. But I love it. I love it. Look at these charms and pendants. And they definitely can double duty here. And there is enough for earrings. There's enough for bracelets. Look at these. These are fabulous. So we've got some flowers, love them, and even more flowers. These are a little bit smaller. Yeah, I love it. And then the pendant, which Yeah, this could be a great charm on a bracelet. It could be a great focal. It could be just a standalone, right? Just a standalone. Add yourself a couple of your favorite Jesse James beads, pop this on some chain reaction, and you're good to go, right? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I love those. I'm so in love with this box. It's just one super cool box. Retro Beats Tassel Mix. And of course, the tassels are in this fabulous color palette. And you guys, one of the favorites is in here. You guys seemed to really, really love the triangles. We used these in an earrings project once before. I think the color was a little bit different, but you guys seem to really, really love those. So I love that they are included. You've got this beautiful cream color as well. And then you have your teal, your orange, and your kind of yellow gold. So pretty. Love that. I'm going to sit these over here to the side for just a second. All right, and we've got chain reaction custom chain. All right, so we're still going. We're still going. This blue, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That is so pretty. It just wouldn't be a Magical Mystery Bead Box without chain reaction, right? So there has to be chain reaction. The colors are perfect, and you don't get just one, you get two. The metals on chain reaction, you guys, they are such a beautiful warm metal color. Even the silver colored chain reactions are stunning, right? The quality is so good, and they are such warm, beautiful metal. You're also getting a Soft Flex coupon, by the way. I didn't want to leave that out, so don't lose your coupon, okay? And last but not least is a macrame bead mix. And I love this. Remember when I was talking about how there are kind of two different things going on with this box? I kind of feel that way about this because, like, as I'm feeling this kind of nostalgia vibe, right, with this whole beautiful color palette, like, I'm feeling like there was like the group of people that were like, had their ringer tees and their striped socks and their, you know, and were very colorful. And then the other group of people were like, they had like big chain and lots of bling and, you know, were just like very showy. That's how I feel about this mix of beads, okay? This mix of beads, I don't know, it just feels very like, it's like, what am I looking for here? And it has to be these bubble beads that have these kind of gold little, what do you call that? Like, they just have little gold pieces in there. There is a word, I'm just missing it at the moment. But I feel like this is very like, big metal bling and that kind of, that whole look, right? But goes with all of this at the same time, but like was like that other group of people, like, you know, solid gold. And yeah, I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know what the bead team's thoughts were on it, but that's definitely how I'm feeling about it, because you've got like, you've got your gold, you have like your bronzy brass, you've got your pops of metal, you have this bead color that is just the coolest. It's like this matte bronze that, yes, I'm feeling that. So this mix alone is just super cool. It's really awesome. I'm definitely feeling it. It kind of has like that Soul Train feel to it. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's just something about it I was really drawn to. All right, so I just want to show you guys, take a look at everything. I'm going to lay it all out here, and then I'm going to lift up so that you guys can kind of get an idea. I'm losing things here of everything that is included, because you don't really get a full appreciation of the Magical Mystery Bead Box until you see all of what is included, you guys, because it's always a lot. Always a lot to play with. Look at all of that. Like, that is a ton of goodies, right? That is a ton of fun stuff to play with and work with. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to play with and see what we can come up with, right? Let's do a little design on the fly, shall we? Oh my gosh. So the question was, what was your first cassette tape? Leave a comment and we will pick a winner for a free Jesse James Beads mix. That is awesome. That is so, so awesome. I can't even begin to think of what, like, I remember what my first CD was, but I don't remember what my first cassette tape was. But if I had to guess, I would say it was probably Thriller. I think Michael Jackson Thriller was probably the first cassette tape that I had. If it wasn't, that was one of the firsts that I had, for sure. All right, I'm going to put our tassels in my bag here, and kind of move some of this out of the way so that we can get started. Tina says for her it was Purple Rain. Oh, love it. Love it, love it. All right, I'm gonna just make some little piles on these bead mats, you guys. I apologize for my arm being in the way, but I wanna have access to everything. So I don't wanna put everything back into the bags necessarily. We wanna keep everything here so that we can like grab it and play with it if we want to, right? Okay, so for today's project, we are going to make a pair of earrings that can always be turned into a pendant, okay? Because I know we do a lot of earrings, but that's because you very easily can just make one and turn it into a pendant and you're good to go, okay? So keep that in mind as we're going. We're going to use our artistic wire mandrel tool to create the shape, okay, of our earring, and then we're going to add some fairy silk to this in a color that I feel like is really going to match. This kind of teal color is going to go with all of our beads from our Magical Mystery Bead Box. You guys, if you don't have any fairy silk, definitely go check the website. You can grab this one as well as a lot of other really beautiful fairy silks. It's been Fairy Silk Week. Have you noticed? All of our projects this week, we have used fairy silk, and we're just really giving some extra love to it because it is such a fun material to work with. You can use it for just stringing your large hole beads onto and tying a knot, and you've got an instant necklace, or you can really kind of change it up and add it to things, and that's what we're going to do today. Okay, so I'm going to use some silver German style wire in 18 gauge. We haven't used any of the silver in a while. I feel like I've been on a gold kick here lately, so I did want to kind of change things up just a little bit. So I'm going to trim a little bit of our 18 gauge wire here, and I don't have exact measurements because, like I said, this is kind of on the fly, and actually I feel like that might not be enough, so I'm going to trim a little bit more just to be on the safe side. I don't want to mess this up. Okay, so I'm using 18 gauge. So it's nice and sturdy, but we will have to work hard in this a little bit, okay? So I am going to pull out the block and the nylon hammer here in just a minute, but we're going to create a double hoop earring, which is something that we've not ever done before. I looked back over all of the projects that we've done, and we've done a lot of hoop earrings, but we have not ever done a double hoop in this configuration. So I'm excited to show this to you guys because I feel like you're really going to enjoy this, okay? All right. Somebody said theirs was I hate that I can't see the comments as they're going by. Somebody said theirs was Bon Jovi. Their first mixtape was Bon Jovi. I can remember being in kindergarten, you guys, and the kindergarten playground was, I'm going to come down with my chain nose pliers a few inches, okay, and I'm going to give this wire a good bend. This is going to be our straight section of wire. But I can remember being in kindergarten. The kindergarten playground was different from the rest of the school, and I can remember up against the chain link fence with my best friend, and we were singing that Bon Jovi song, Shot Through the Heart. Like, it came out that year that I was in kindergarten, and it was probably one of the first radio songs, because I was 5, right? It was one of the first radio songs that I remember learning all the words to. So funny. Okay, so we're gonna create our first loop, okay? And I'm gonna come down 8 on our artistic wire mandrel, counting from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's right here in the middle. You don't have to use the exact section that I'm using, but it's a good one. In the middle here is a good place to start. So I just want to lay the wire where I've made that bend up against the mandrel, and I'm going to kind of hold that down with my thumb, right? And then I'm going to just wrap the rest of the wire around the mandrel all the way up to where our straight section of wire is, okay? And I'm going to go ahead, before I take it off, I'm going to wrap around the straight section, okay? And I'm using a lot of wire, so I apologize if I'm out of the frame here. I'm going to wrap around twice, okay? Just to secure our first loop, right? Now, before I take this off of the mandrel, make a little bit more room here, okay? Because I want you guys to see. Before I take this off of the mandrel, our straight section of wire here, and we've never done this before, that's why this is a little bit different, so be paying attention, right? I want to bend it up against the mandrel. And it's not laying flat, but the most important thing is that I bend it out of the way, okay? So I'm bending it this direction. So now when I take this off of the mandrel, this is what I've got. I have our inside hoop. I've got our straight section here, and then I have this rest of this long tail that we're going to use, okay? Which is important. We got to keep this. I do have a little bit much. Trim a little bit of that off. I just can't make up my mind with the wire length today. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to use the handle of our artistic wire mandrel tool for this, okay? This is a 30 millimeter, and I don't use it very often because it does create a very large hoop, and most of the time it's too big for what I want, but it's going to be perfect for what we are going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that loop that we already made, right, our hoop, and we're going to lay it up against the mandrel. So now that straight section of wire is coming out at us, just like this, right? Coming out this way. And then we have our tail section of wire, and we're going to use it to wrap around the handle of our mandrel. Okay. Now I'm going to secure it around that straight section of wire. So I'm going to wrap around once and twice. Well, 1.5 is good enough, right? Okay. So that's what we've got. And this is our tail sticking out here. I had way more than I needed. I just wanted to be sure. You know how I am. Okay. Now I'm going to slide that off. This is the funny shape that we've got. All I have to do is just hold on to the wire wraps very, very carefully and push that smaller hoop down. And it's going to be in the center. And now we have a double hoop earring. How cool was that, right? We've never done that before. It's a really, really easy little trick if you want to make a double hoop and you want it to all be nice and secure, then you're ready to go, okay? I am going to go ahead and trim off the tail because we don't need that. Okay, and now I want to take this section of wire, and I do want to put it on the block, and we are going to work harden it a little bit. So I'm going to use the steel block, and I am going to use my nylon hammer so that I don't change the shape of the wire. I don't want to flatten. All I want to do is just work harden. Okay, and I want to do both sides, okay? Be sure you work harden both sides. All right, and then I just want to kind of check it, make sure everything's good. It is a little flimsy, so I'm going to work harden it some more. Remember, this is 18 gauge wire, so it's not super, super stiff stuff. All right, that should be good enough. Yeah, I'm feeling good about that. All right, now I am going to, everybody says, wow, how cool is that? Love that, right? What a cool trick to learn, right? And you can do it with the oval shape. It doesn't have to just be a circle, and you can kind of change up the sizes of your 2 hoops. So I feel like it was a fun one to learn, right? It was definitely worth it. Even if this is the only thing you take away from today's video is the amazing beads in the box and this little technique, I think you're good to go, right? Like, my job here is done. No, just kidding. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to take my fairy silk, and you guys, this is so hard for me to do. I'm going to cut my fairy silk in half. Don't look, don't look. The fairy silk is going to cry. So I'm going to take my 2 ends together here, and I'm going to come and find the middle, and then everybody close your eyes. Look away, look away. I cut it in half because we're making earrings. So I need 2 of these, right? I got to have 2 of these. I normally don't like to cut my fairy silk, but you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And we don't need a full piece for 1 earring. So what I'm thinking about doing, okay, and again, I have not executed this, so anything could happen. We're going to weave our fairy silk between these hoops. And actually, before I do that, you can see how this is kind of loose up here. This needs a bead on the top of it to kind of secure it. So we're going to go ahead and put a bead down and do a wrapped loop, just so that I feel like our little hoops here are not going to wiggle out of place. I just need to decide, like, what bead do I want to use. I love this yellow. Yeah, I'm going to go with the yellow. So I just picked out one of the little yellow rondelles, and I'm just going to do a wrapped loop. So I'm going to grab that wire right where it is exiting the bead and give it a good bend. Now, the 18 gauge wire is a little thicker for wrapped loops, so just keep that in mind, okay? Using round nose pliers, I'm going to take that wire up and over the top barrel of the pliers. We're going to roll the pliers out of the way and take the wire over to the other side, and then wrap. And don't have room for more than just 2 wraps, and that's fine with me. I'm going to leave it just like it is. I don't want to crack my bead or anything, so go ahead, trim that off. Okay, now my loops are secure. They're not going to wiggle around. Just adding that bead and like doing that wrapped loop at the top, that just keeps it nice and secure. Okay. All right. Now what we're going to do is, let's see here, 22 gauge wire. Should I use some 24? 22 is what I've got on hand, and I don't know if I'm going to need it or not, but I'm going to cut just a really short little section here of some 22 gauge wire. I would rather do this with 24, but this is what I've got on hand at the moment. And all I want to do is I want to secure this end of the fairy silk to this. And I'm just going to, this is just temporary, okay? I'm just kind of wire wrapping just to hold that there, right? To hold my end so that I don't have to constantly be holding on to the end and worrying if I'm going to, you know, lose my grip and the whole thing is going to slip. So this is just a temporary anchor for our fairy silk. We're going to take all of that off in a minute when we get this all woven, but I definitely just want that to be there for now. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to weave this under the, well, it's going over the top of this outer loop and behind the inner loop. Okay. And we're just going to do a basket weave. Okay. We're not doing anything super hard here. It's just going to be that basket weave is just a figure 8. Okay. So now I want to go back the other way. So I'm going across the top of our center hoop between the two, so that I'm going to come out the back behind the outer hoop. Okay. And then I'm just going to repeat. So I'm going inside, okay, hold it up a little bit closer so you can see, okay, in between, over the outside, in between the two, up through the center, okay, over the center, through the middle, and back. So all I'm doing is just a really simple basket weave. There's nothing to this other than just kind of crisscrossing with that figure 8, okay? And I'm just kind of alternating. So what's going to end up happening is it's going to look like our fairy silk is braided, even though it's not. All right? Just figure 8. Just making sure that I don't forget to do that inner hoop, okay? Through the middle. Back around. And it's going to start to widen up, obviously, because the space is widening up here. And we're just going to continue the entire length, or the entire area of our hoop component here, okay? And you can, just like always with our fairy silk, you can lay it out flat if you want to, or you can leave it like it is, just kind of, you know, it's a little folded, it's very organic. Or you can lay it out flat like a ribbon, okay? And laying it out flat is actually probably going to give you more coverage, obviously, but you can still fluff this out, and that's what we're going to do. We're gonna fluff ours out a bit after we get all the way around. Okay, so I'm just repeating that. I'm just going over and under, just making sure to capture the hoop in the center, right? And you can kind of see what our pattern is looking like. If you were doing 2 separate colors of fairy silk, you would definitely have what looks like a braid kind of pattern. Okay. And I'm not doing it tight. You'll notice it's nice and open, and that's a good thing because we're actually going to utilize some of that empty space. And we're going to dangle some beads because you guys know I can't not dangle beads from things. I have to have dangles with things, so that's what we're going to do. All right, now it is going to get a little tricky when the area starts to close back up again. You know, where the 2 hoops are getting closer together, so you do have to be patient, right? Give yourself some grace. Don't be hard on yourself. Okay. And at this point where the little area where you're trying to tuck that fairy silk in, if you need to use your pliers for that or a pair of tweezers, you absolutely can do that. See, this area here is a very, very tight. So don't hesitate to grab your tools. They're there to help you. All right. Okay, we're getting really, really close here. You can see the little area I'm working with is a very, very small. So tucking that through there. Definitely want to use my pliers. Grab a hold of it. You just want to be careful that you don't puncture your fairy silk. Just be gentle with it. All right. I'm going to go back in one more time. How we doing out there, you guys? I hate it that I can't see the comments. It's so sad. Okay, let's see here. Are we still in mourning for yesterday's purple pliers? Well, no, because I still have them in my hand. I still have them. I just, Yeah. All right, so we're here at the end. I'm pretty close to the end. I can still use them. They just don't have that squeeze. I just have to squeeze it myself. I have another pair. I should just trash these, but all right, so I'm here at the end, and at this point it's really, really tight up here. I don't really have room to weave in one more time. I could if I had the patience, but I just don't. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold everything in place here, and I'm very carefully going to undo this little wire wrap that was anchoring everything, and we are going to attach those two ends together. I think what I'm gonna do, let's see, how should I do think we still need that 22 gauge piece of wire to kind of wrap over right here at our ends. So I'm just kind of tucking one end into the other end. Did you see? I mean, I just kind of hiding that short end. Okay. And I'm going to go around underneath our wire wraps once. Okay. And now I am going to come back in with that piece of wire, that 22 gauge. You guys can do this however you want to. If you wanted to tie a knot here and leave your little dangles, you absolutely could do that if you wanted to. I just want to try to keep it as clean as I can. So actually this piece of wire is a little bit messy. So I'm going to, I just want to go over, right? I'm just going to wire wrap kind of messy. Just to secure the ends of the fairy silk here. You don't have to do this part. Like I said, you can, we're doing on the fly, so we're just kind of seeing what works, okay? But definitely play around with it and figure out what works for you. I'm going to trim off the ends. Just like so. Oh. And then I do want to come in with the pliers. I do want to come in, it's getting away from me, and give it a good squeeze and make sure that none of those ends of the wire are sticking out. I don't want those to get hung on anything. I also don't want those to create any kind of puncture in the fairy silk. So run your finger across, make sure that everything is nice and secure. Now you can come in and trim off this tail part, okay? And you do want to trim that as close as possible to your wire wraps so that you don't really see where your fairy silk ends. Okay. And then flip it over here to the front, and this is what we've got. So we wrapped our whole little component, our double hoop component, in our fairy silk. It looks really, really cool. Looks awesome just like it is, right? I think this is super cool just like it is, but I want to add more beads to this. I gotta have more dangles. So somebody asked what happened to the pliers. So yesterday I was working with the pliers, and I don't know what happened, but they literally just kind of, that little joint here in the middle, that little piece just popped off in my hand as I was working. And yeah, it can be fixed. I will be completely honest with you. I could fix it, but for now, for now they're not really springy. And I'm really hard on pliers, you guys. So just, you know, it wasn't the pliers' fault. It's definitely my fault because I'm really rough on tools. Okay, so now remember how I told you there were these openings. See the open spaces here? That to me is the perfect opportunity to hang dangles, right? Like I need to hang dangles from things. So I'm just going to lay this down. We're going to take a look at some of the beads and decide what it is that I want to dangle from this, because I haven't really thought that part through yet. But we've got a world of options because we have a strand, we have our mix, we have the macrame mix, we even have our metals, like we could hang a flower from it if we wanted to. I think the flower would have looked cool in the middle if I had figured out a way to do that, which I totally could, but I love that. I love it. Like there's so many options. There's so many options here. And also, if this is too big of an earring, because I am about to add dangles to this, it's going to be pretty big. But If that's too big for an earring, you guys, either close up, use some smaller sections of your mandrel tool, or turn it into a pendant and use some of this gorgeous chain reaction. Like, that's perfect. That would look amazing with that chain reaction. So you guys, yes. You could use your tassels. You could hang tassels from it if you wanted to. Ooh, wonder what that would look like. Oh, that would be super cool. Well, now I just don't know what to do with myself. Oh, I want to add beads, but I just can't help myself from looking at it like looking at it with tassels on it. I like the tassels. Hold on, trying to get the tassel out of here. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, I can't decide. I don't know. I'm really feeling the heart beads. I feel like we need a heart, right? And then maybe 2 stars. I don't know though. I mean, that's not a lot of color. I wanted to do something colorful. I could do yellow. You really could do just about anything you wanted to, because you have so many different beads to choose from. I don't know. I like the heart, I think. We'll go with the heart. Okay. So I'm going to grab some head pins, and we've got comments. I have to look this direction to see, you guys. I'm so sorry. Those colors. Yes. Ramona says, now I'm going towards holiday colors. I know. I gotta be careful. I don't want to make it Christmassy. I definitely want to keep this fun all year round kind of look here. So, okay, so grabbing some head pins, and oh, I think she meant like fall colors with adding the tassels. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm so flustered with not having the comments directly in front of me. It's frustrating. Okay, so there is our heart. I dropped that down on a head pin. I'm just going to bend the wire. We're going to do a wrapped loop, and we'll attach this with some jump rings. Hold on, scrolling back just a little bit. Wanda says she loves it with the tassels. I do too. Beads with tassels below. That's making a really yellow tassel under the heart. That's making a really long earring though. But you know what? If we turned it into a pendant instead, I can totally feel that. So what if we don't make it a necklace or earrings? What if we make it a pendant? Should we do that? Because I really do love the tassels with it. But I feel like we need more beads. You can never have too many beads. Okay, so scratch that. Let's do it. Let's do it. I like you guys' ideas. Let's take this off of a head pin and let's put it on an eye pin instead. If I can get it off of there. All right. So let me grab an eye pin. Don't have any in this container. I'm gonna have to grab another container. Okay. All right. Got us a few eye pins here. Definitely more than we need. You guys know how I do. Okay, so let's put our heart on an eye pin. All right. And actually, before we do that, well, no, we'll have to use a jump ring. I always forget that the eye pin is not, the eye is not quite big enough for the tassel. All right, so same thing. We are going to create a wrapped loop here, just like we were going to do before. Okay, and I'm just going to bend the wire. I'm going to come in with the round nose pliers, up and over, roll that out of the way, and take the wire over to the other side. And then we are going to wire wrap. We'll put this on that piece of chain reaction because it's so pretty. Just can't not. Okay. All right. Now, grab some jump rings. I got a few here. Oh, throwing things at myself here. All right. Let's grab a jump ring and I'm going to try with a 4mm. Sometimes the 4mm, my 4mm are on the small side. They're more like a 3.5. And sometimes it's not quite big enough to clear the tassel. Oh, it'll do it. So there's that. Attach our tassel to the bottom of our heart with a little jump ring. Okay. And now we want to attach this to our component, and we'll use another little 4mm jump ring to do that. And kind of move your fairy silk out of the way to find a little opening that can be the center, right? And then you can kind of close your fairy silk back. See how cool that is? So you can separate the fairy silk out, add whatever you want to, and then kind of bring it all back together, or leave the spaces if you want. All right, that's super cute. I love that. Oh, my tassel. I need to glue my tassel back. Just a little dab of glue will fix that. No problem. All right, so we need to put things on the other side. So what should we do here, you guys? Should we, let me scroll down. There's new comments. I'm having to look over here to the other side. How would you put the flower in the middle? So if I were gonna, if I had enough forethought to do that, I would have, where we did the wire wrapping here in the center, I would have just captured a jump ring that had that flower, right? There's a couple of different ways that you can do it, but that probably would have been the easiest. So just attach a jump ring to your flower, and then as you're wire wrapping to secure the top of your fairy silk, just hook through as you're wrapping around with your wire that you're going to secure. Let's see, scrolling again. Pendant tassels under all the beads. I like that idea. I like that idea. Hey, Becky, how are ya? Oh, yay. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's keep going here. Let's see. Should we do stars and do tassels underneath those, or should we not do stars? Should we do something different? What should we? Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's so pretty. We're doing stars. We're doing stars. I'm making the executive decision to do the stars. Okay, so I'm just going to put my stars on eye pins just like we did with our little heart. Okay. And up and over. Just going to do the wrapped loop here. And you can do simple loops here. You don't have to do wrapped loops. I know some people, when they use eye pins, they want their loops to match, right? They don't want a wrapped loop on one end and a simple loop on the other end. It's never really been something that has bothered me to have them different. But some people prefer to have, you know, just regular simple loops. So that's totally up to you. As always, all of this is completely up to you, you guys. We're just playing and having a good time, and I'm hopefully just giving you some inspiration. You know, and my way is not the only way to do things. You guys know. But we do have some new members here, so I just want to, you know, encourage them and let them know that my way is definitely not the only way to do something, and you should always do what you are comfortable with and use the materials that you're comfortable with, and just enjoy, right? Just enjoy what you're doing. The Jesse James beads, they allow for so much creativity and inspiration that, you know, the hard part is done for us because the color palette is already ready. All we have to do is just insert the creativity part, right? All right, so again, just using some 4mm jump rings for this. You guys, my workspace is a hot mess. We've made a big mess. Okay, just 4mm jump rings, attaching my tassels. And then I'll add 4mm jump rings to attach these to our pendant as well. Okay, let's get 2 more. And I want to try to evenly space these out. Now, because we're using, we don't have actual loops here, you do kind of just have to eyeball it, right? And pull your fairy silk apart in a spot that you feel is, you know, where you want it to be. It's not going to be exact measurement or anything like that, but I feel like it's not going to be a huge noticeable difference if they are not exactly the same distance apart, right? In fact, that might be too close together. Let's move this one out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go over just a little, attach that back. Gosh, you guys, the comments are blowing by and I can't see any of them. I'm so sorry. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hate it that I can't see the comments at the moment. But know that, you know, my love for you guys is reciprocated so much. I wouldn't be here without you guys, you know? So, all right, there we go. Oh, I love that. I love that. And guys, I do have a little loose tassel here. That's okay. It's not a big major issue for me. I'm just going to add a little dab of glue into the cap there. Sometimes they get a little loose on you, particularly when you are hard on things like I am, as clearly I have shown. So just a little drop of glue is an easy fix on that. That is definitely not a deal breaker for me by any means, right? That is a super cute pendant. I am just going to take apart my chain reaction here and excuse me. I know the chain reaction has gold in it and our findings and things on our pendant are silver, but I am not mad at it. I'm totally okay with that, right? That is, again, not a deal breaker for me. I'm easygoing with all of this fun stuff, right? And that's what we're supposed to be doing, is having fun. All right, so I'm gonna leave the loop on one end, okay? And then I'm just gonna attach a jump ring and a clasp to the other. So I'm actually going to just utilize that, that split ring that's already on my chain reaction. Let me grab a clasp. And I thought I had one out, but no problem. Okay. So, okay, close that back and attach that. And then I want to use a bigger jump ring here. It doesn't necessarily have to be much bigger, but I know you guys can't see. Sorry. Didn't mean for you to not be able to see what I was doing there. Didn't realize. All right, so I'm just going to attach a jump ring to the loop on the top of our pendant and pop that on to our chain, and we are done. I'm going to put this on a bust so that you guys can see this hanging. It's so cute. I love it. I love it. I think that turned out really well. I really like that. And I feel like making it a pendant was probably the best choice because it is a little bit big. This is definitely an earring that I would wear. I like big earrings, so I'm not sad about that at all. And I know that there are a lot of you out there that also love big earrings. But for those of you who don't, this really did turn out to be a super cool pendant. And what's really awesome about it is you have so many different beads to work with in the Magical Mystery Bead Box that if you don't like the heart and the stars here, you could mix those up, right? You could put that rose right there in the middle. How beautiful would that be? Instead of the heart, you could add some of these gorgeous yellow. The yellow and the teal to me is just like such a beautiful combination. So you can add yellow beads. You could add some of the orange beads. You could even use the drops that are in the strand that came with the Magical Mystery Bead Box. So, I mean, the creativity part, you guys just take that and run with it, right? We learned a cool technique to make the double hoop. So you can use that in a million different ways. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'm going to put this on the bust. I'm going to turn you guys around. I'm going to look over to the side to see our comments that are going by. So give me just a second. Get this situated, right? And then I will let you guys go for the day. So many comments that were going by, you guys. Oh, I didn't get to see any of them. Oh, thank you guys. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked reading your comments. Sorry about that. All right, you guys. So for those of you who are new, normally this is not the way things work. Normally I can see the comments as they're going by. Just having a little issue with the Facebook today. So if you had a question or a comment and I didn't see it, you guys, I apologize for that. I am having to look over here to the side to see the comments, and that's, again, just normally not the way things go. So, you know that I try to be as interactive as possible with you guys. And those of you who have been here forever know that, like, I live and breathe jewelry and you guys. Like, that's my life. I do have other things I do, you guys. But I mean, as far as like my job is concerned, I don't even consider it a job because I get to spend my day with you guys very often, several times a week. And I'm very, very grateful and appreciative for that and the community that we've built. So welcome to all of our new members. You're in a great place. We are a very supportive group and we have a lot of fun here. We have a lot of laughs and we talk about a lot of things that aren't jewelry related, just for fun, right? So welcome to the group. Make sure you join the Secret Stash group if you have not done that. That is our one of our groups, one of the many groups that we have through Jesse James Beads over on Facebook. It's a great community. You can post your pictures of your creations using your Jesse James Beads. You can ask questions there. You can get feedback from the community, and it is a really warm and loving place. Don't ever be afraid to post there. I've never seen anybody be mean to another member, ever. Like, ever. We're so respectful of each other and loving and caring towards each other and helpful. It is, that's like gold standard. You don't find that very often in Facebook communities. I know that there are communities that are good, but I've been parts of other communities where, there's some degree of cattiness. That doesn't happen in our Secret Stash group, and I'm very, very thankful of that. So come join us. Also, make sure that if you have not subscribed to the Jesse James Beads newsletter, that you do that over on the website. Definitely check out all of the information about our Destination North Pole classes that are coming up in December. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. And right now there is a pre-sale, so you can get $10 off. All of that happens online, so you don't have to be anywhere. We are going to be social distanced, and we're still going to make a great time of it. So come and do that with us. That's just one of the many things that we do with this community. So I'm really thankful every day to be a part of it and to have gotten to know you guys. I just want you to know, I haven't said it this week, I love you. Okay, enough. Let's look. This is what you really want to see. You don't want to see me. You want to see this fun pendant that we put together. I love this. And you guys, because I cut my fairy silk in half, I have enough to make another pendant if I want to. I could make earrings out of this if I wanted to. Again, you can change up the beads. You can change up every bit of this and customize it to your own liking using all of the amazing beads that are in this Magical Mystery Bead Box. You guys, this one was so much fun, and they are just going to continue being fun. Don't miss out on October. Please sign up for the Magical Mystery Bead Box. Please do it. You will be so glad that you did. The October box is going to rock, and you don't want to miss the holidays. Don't miss the holidays with us. We do good. We do good. The bead team does amazing. So sign up for that. There's a $10 off code for that. That is mystery. You just add that into the coupon box when you go to check out. I feel like there are other things I need to tell you, but I cannot remember what they are. If you want to purchase this Magical Mystery Bead Box, it's over on the site. At the top of the show, there were 9 left. I don't know. There's probably less than 9 now because some of you probably have jumped on that deal and grabbed it. So if you're interested in getting this box because you didn't have the subscription, you can buy it, but there's only a handful of them. So don't wait too long on that because they will be gone very, very quickly. I promise you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being patient with me today. I will figure out this comment situation so that I can continue to interact with you guys. It was, I was really sad to miss all of you today. So, I will go back and look and see all the things that y'all had to say, and if you had any questions. And of course, don't forget to reach out to me if you do have questions between our lives. You can catch me again on Monday at 7 p.m. for our Maker Monday series. We do evenings on Mondays. That is Eastern time, so set your reminders for that. I will have another fun project for you guys. In the meantime, you can catch me tomorrow on Sarah Ellis Designs at 1 p.m. Again, that is Eastern time. I will have another fun project for you guys. I'm all over the place. You can find me just about anywhere. Set your reminders for that, and if I don't see you until Monday, you guys have an amazing weekend. Enjoy the rest of the week and take some time for yourself this weekend. Go Chiefs! Yay! Bye guys.